nice and relaxed with the legs, through the arms. Good. Let's roll those shoulders back and down. Engage the center straight away, bringing those feet all the way together. So engage the center and then lift that pelvic floor just up toward your belly button. Fantastic. A little bit of breath work to begin with. We're going to breathe in and just gently shrug the shoulders up to the ears. And then gently glide those shoulders down as you breathe out. Breathing in to lift. Breathing out to lower. So 2 more. Breathing in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Last one. Engage the center. Engage the pelvic floor. Okay, fantastic. We're going to float the hands up to shoulder height. Turn the palms up to the ceiling. Go just a couple of really small, very gentle arm rolls. Fantastic. Good. Every time those hands go back, so imagine drawing those shoulder blades together. So giving the shoulder blades a little squeeze as those hands come backwards. A normal breath pattern, whatever was most comfortable for you. Engaging through that center. Nice. Bring the hands in front of you. Okay, we're going to do just an arm reach. So you're going to take one arm in front of you, really pulling from that shoulder blade, and then gently gliding it down and back in place, alternating sides. So breathing in, reach one arm forward, breathe out, bring it back. Breathing in, reach forward, breathe out, reach back. Again, we're just going to just nice and gently. Almost again, that little bit of breath work to begin with. Breathing in to reach, breathing out to come back. Now both shoulders at the same time. Breathing in to reach, breathing out to come back. Now guys, to begin with, don't move the upper back. Purely the shoulder blades that are gliding forward and backwards around a beautiful straight spine. The next time you breathe in and reach forward, now we're going to drop the head down, roll the shoulders forward, breathe out to restack and pull those arms backwards. Breathing in to reach, nod the head, breathing out to come back, gliding those shoulder blades down. Again, just a couple more of those. Fantastic. Gliding forward and backwards. Excellent. Very nice, guys. Warming up little piece by little piece. Last one. Breathing in, reach forward, dropping the head. Breathing out, come back and lower the arms. Fantastic. Let's go to hip distance apart with those feet. Do one shoulder roll into that side bend. We're going to fold ourselves forward, but don't take your hand lower than knee height. So we're really going to only curve through the upper back and then restack one vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last. The other shoulder roll. Side lean, fold forward, keeping our hands no lower than the knees. And again, rolling ourselves up. Let's go for a breath in to shoulder roll. Breath out all the way forward. Breath in, hold the stretch now. Breathe out, restack. One more, that slow, that low, okay? Nice and easy. Breathing out on the way down. Breathing in to hold. Breathing out to curl up. Now all the way to the floor if you're comfortable. Breathe in, shoulder roll. Breathe out, stroke down the outside of the leg, swing to the floor. Breathe in, roll up. Breathe out, rest. Breathe in, shoulder roll. Breathe out, side lean, down the side. All the way. Breathe in to stand up, breathing out. Now just a straight line all the way to the floor, breathing out. Look up at your belly button, breathe in, hold, breathe out, curl up, stretch. Breath in at the top. One more. Breathe out all the way down. Breathe in at the bottom. Breathe out to roll up. Fantastic. Let's get those hips moving now. So we're hip distance apart. We're going to bring the hands on the hips. Roll the shoulders back and down. Turn the toes outwards. Turn the heels out. Turn the toes out again. And the heels just halfway. So we're quite wide stance. We're going to do a little test. Go into a half knee bend. What I'd like to see is where are your knees in conjunction with your ankles? I want them to be basically over the top. Maybe a little bit further, but don't let your knees go in front of your toes. Okay, so just have a little check. Let's turn the knees out slightly, lifting those inner arches up. And whilst we're down here, just think about that pelvic floor lift. And then just tilt the pelvis forward and backwards. Again, we're just finding that halfway position for our neutral. Nice, or wherever your neutral is at the moment. Okay, engage that center, draw that belly button in, and then stand up without changing that pelvic position. Good. You're going to breathe out, go down, float the hands up to shoulder height. Breathe in and then just lift them, resting them by your side. breathing out and breathing in. Keep on going. So for this exercise, although it's a warm-up, I'm really going to take you quite far into some ranges, but I'll do it step by step. So you stop at the level that you think, yeah, I'm okay for that today. So breathe out on the way down, hold it there if you want to. Without moving your hips, we're going to reach one arm across. You put a stretch up your side, bring it back to the middle. Hips haven't moved, reach across to the other side, back to the middle, and then stand up. So that's like a little level 2. Let's go level 2 again. Down we go. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, come back. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, come back. And then just rest on the next breath. Okay, let's a little extra. If you want to, sink down. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, hand on hip. Increase that stretch. And then just sink back to that middle position. Good. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, extra stretch. Breathe in through the center and up. So that's level 3, we'll call it. Okay, level 3 again. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Don't move the knees. Don't move the hips. Fantastic. Last one. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. And stand up. Okay, let's go. Level 4. So you can say level 1 if you want to. Reach. Extra stretch. Now we're going to straighten up that one knee. Point the toe and reach into that diagonal line. I'm in the bush. And then sink straight back down to the floor. I'm in the bush. Reach. Don't move the hips. Extra stretch, don't move the hips. Now let's move that leg, point the toe, reach up, diagonal alignment, sink straight back to the floor, stand ourselves up. Level 4, one more of those. Sink down, turn the knees outwards, reach, hand, breath in this time. Breathe out, down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out, and then again that lovely stand up. Fantastic, guys. Let's get the ankles moving, hands on hips again. Sink halfway, so just halfway. Lift one heel, lower, lift the other heel, lower, stand ourselves up. Okay, again, as you feel comfortable, one heel at a time, lift and lower. We don't move the hips, that's our aim. Lovely static torso. Down we go again. If you want to, both up, both down. Keep the knees wide, both up, both down. Good. Stand ourselves up. Okay, with a bit of movement now. Actually, let's turn the toes in 1 and the heels in 1. So we're still a little bit wider than hip distance. It's only a very small knee bend. Okay, let's quickly check our pelvic position. Make sure we're not too tipped forward. Okay, roll one knee in. Nice, guys. And roll it out. Fantastic. Roll it in. Let the ankle roll in. Flatten the arch. Turn the knee out, lift that arch. Fantastic. 4 and in. 3. Look at those torsos. Fantastic. No movement through there. 2. Lift the arch. Good. 1. Lift the arch. Hold. Lift your pelvic floor. Engage that back passage muscle. Pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7. Feel the burn in those legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then up. Ah, nice. Okay, so we're going to go hip distance apart on those feet. Let's continue that spinal warm up with a standing cat stretch. Roll down till the hands are on the knees. Now sink into a little seated position. Pull the shoulders back. Lift the chest and almost just arch the upper back, curving into that lower back if you feel comfortable to do so. And then roll. Tuck yourself under. Straighten and stand up. Okay, so curve down, roll down, hands to knees, sit down, shoulders back, chest up, look forward, breath in, hold, breathe out, curve, breathe in, stand up, 2 more, breathe out, down, breathe in, straighten and lift, breathe out, curl up, breathe in, shoulders, then head, last one, shoulders and head down, shoulders, chest, look forward as you breathe in. Breathe out to curve. Breathe in to stand up. Fantastic. Hands back on your hips to hip distance apart. We'll finish with a glute warm up. Toes out, heels out. Last time. Soften through the knees. Keep the hips level. Rock the weight across onto one foot. All of the weight is balanced on that bent knee. The other leg is straight. Point that toe. Keep that hip down of the leg that's straight. So when we tap, we lift with just the leg, not the body. Fantastic. Keep on going. Now let's draw that tummy in. So soften the ribs just down slightly. Widen the collarbones. Fantastic, guys. Now really straighten that leg out. Tense that thigh muscle a little bit more so you really know you've got a lovely straight knee. Hold it there. Take that foot behind you a couple of inches, keeping that pelvis again nice and neutral. Start your tap again. If you can, flat palm onto your lower back. Can you feel the muscles there kind of poking out either side of your spine or locking up? You know, try to do a little backwards tilt or get those glutes working a bit harder just to soften those lower back muscles. Glutes should be burning now. Okay, bring the leg back into that same line. Look at your feet. Are your big toes in line? Yes. Put the toe down, all the way down. Stand up. Triple check the feet look the same. Good. Soften through the knees. Hands on hips. Shift the weight across. Point the toe, shoulders back. Neutral pelvis engaged. Start our tap. Good. Fantastic, guys. Really relaxed shoulders. Really relaxed head. Just all that work. Side butt cheek. Fantastic, guys. 3, 2, 1. And then again, without changing that lower back position and tension, foot behind us, keep the knee straight. It's really easy just to kind of soften that knee off, get a bit lazy. So really tense those thigh muscles to help us. Good. Get a lovely bit of fatigue through those legs. We're going to go straight onto our side in a minute. So really want to get not a glute dominant class today, but certainly getting those things firing. 3, 2, 1. Step the foot back into that alignment. Look. Check the big toes are in line. Heel down. Stand up. Walk yourself back in again. Good. Getting those glutes really engaged. Okay. Go to the edge of your mat facing lengthways. Shoulders pulled back and down. Roll down to all fours, please. Chin to chest. Shoulders. One vertebrae at a time. When you're at the very bottom, bend the knees. Hands. Walk the hands forward. Relax those toes. With a leg pulling prone. We get some prep levels to begin with. So tucking those toes under. Lifting the chest. Dropping the shoulders down and away. And engage that center. Real small movement, please, guys. We're going to float the knees just a couple of inches off the floor. Good. And then gently rest them down. Okay, keep on going. So you can do a little breath pattern if you want to. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Keep on going. As you do that lift, I really want it to be the movement almost comes from the shoulder. Okay, so keep on going. It's not just that kind of separate little bottom lift. Let's get that lovely lower abdominal engaged upwards. Lift the whole body. Fantastic. That's good. And then down. Breathing out and breathing in. Keep on going with that. Okay, if you want to take it further, stay up there on the next one. 10 little bum flicks. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, nice. 3, 2, 1, and then slowly down. Rest the toes and just give a quick little child pose stretch back. We can do that one more time. And what I'd really like to try to do, guys, is when you do those bum flicks, you're going to limit the amount of shift that you feel in your hands. I really want to get your torso working so hard that when you do the bum flicks, it really is only the legs that are moving and nothing else is. But feel free to go just the lift and the lower if you want to. So let's come back to 4-point kneel. Tuck the toes under. Now, just spread those fingers a little bit more. Engage through those shoulders a bit more and maybe even soften the elbows, get the triceps working too. Let's lift those knees, just hovering just off the floor, push back through those toes a little bit, and let's go for 10, 9, 8. So drawing that belly button in, lifting those lower rib cage areas up, especially if you know you're a little bit arched in that lower back. 3, 2, 1, and then gently down. Okay, one more round, but we're going to go for the level 2 prep. So take the hands out in front of you, 1.5 hand positions. So we've got a much bigger shoulder position here. You start still with your bum over your hips, okay? We're going to lift the knees separately, shift the weight forward, gently
come back, lower the knees down. Fantastic. Okay, lift the knees, shoot forward, press up position, all the way back, lower the knees. Keep on going with a breath. Breathing out to lift, shoot forward. Breath in to hold, lift that chest, guys. Breathe out to come back, lower the knees. Breathe in to reset. So we're going to go a little slower because we're holding each position. Breathing out to come down. Breathing in to hold, but really take the time to reset before you go again. Hold. Long legs. Fantastic. Breathing out on the way down. Okay, last one. If we can, don't put the knees down. 5 times. 1 and forward. 2 and forward. Stick to level 1 if you need to. Go all the way to the floor if you need to. Last one, 5, all the way back, knees to the floor. Relax the toes and child pose, stretch back while I'm going. Let yourself stay there for a second. We really want to make sure the shoulders are feeling really relaxed. We can do one more thing on 4-point-kneel. Again, a little bit easier, a little bit more gentle. But if your wrists are feeling a little bit tired, you can do this on your fist. Okay, it's not too much pressure on your wrist. So as that little rest position is there, okay, pop yourself back up to 4-point-kneel. Okay, we're going to go to a swimming level 4. So just kind of getting a bit of fluidity through all the body now. Lower ribs, lift them up. Okay, just get that little bit of a lift through that lower part of the rib area. Should feel a bit more stable for your tummy, especially if you can't engage those tummy muscles at the moment. So what we're going to do is our single arm and the opposite leg stretch. So take them out. When they're straight, then you give them the lift. Gorgeous. Breathe in to hold, just for the first one. Breathe out to come back. Breathe in, reset that center. Breathe out to stretch. Breathe in to hold. Breathe out to lower. If that's comfortable, a little quicker. Breathing out to stretch. Breathing into lower. Now, as we do this movement side to side, really try to keep your chest completely still. You know, don't let momentum kind of rock you around side to side. Keep your hips completely steady. And if someone's kind of behind you, holding on to the hips, they are, you know, you're not moving side to side. There's no switching around there. Breathing out to lift. Breathing into lower. Good. Breathing out to lift. Breathing in. Okay, last one. Hold that stretch if you want to. Tap the toe down. Lift the leg. Fantastic. 9, 8. Put the hand down if you want to, but keep the leg moving. 5, 4. Good. 3. Lift the lower ribs up. 2. Just the glutes working. 1. Slide it in. Other leg. Reach. 10. 9, 8. 7, 6, 5, 4. Lift the chest up, guys. Really from the lower ribs. 2, 1. Slide it in. Child pose. Okay, good. Right. So we said we're going to go straight into some sideline work. So let's go. We're going to start with a side kick. We're going to level 1, level 2, and level 3. Again, just do the level that's right for you. So underarm, lovely and rested, top hand on top hip. So normally with the knees are quite far in front when we're bent. For side kick today, try to take the knees just back a couple of inches, but you're only allowed to take the knees as far back as you can still maintain that lovely kind of lumbar, that lower back neutral. If your legs go back and you kind of tip forward, just bring the knees back in front of you, not a problem. Lengthening through that top hip and then lifting those muscles up. Imagine you're pulling your belly away from the floor. We're going to float that top leg up to hip height. So you see, I can't see my foot, you know, we're not rotated anywhere. Lovely and straight line. Swing from the hip. Keep the knee bent nice and square. Gently guide it back. Stop when you feel the hip start to move. So we're just moving the thigh because we want to keep, if we can, that lovely 90-degree knee bend. So we really want to keep just hinging through that hip. Try to take the leg back as far as you can, but without tipping your pelvis forward. because of course that's what we're going to do if we haven't got that control, or just our brains aren't quite working yet today. Okay, 2 more. 1 and 2. Bring it back to start position and straighten that same leg out. So level 2 is a bent under leg, really to stabilize. But you can put your hand in front of you if you want more stability. We're going to scoop that leg forward, flex the ankle at the end, and then glide it back into that straight line. Point your toe again. Glide it forward. Side kick level 2. Flex the foot. Drive it back. Point the toe. Good. So it's going to keep on going. And with that flow, just kind of imagine it's a little bit of a paintbrush. Lovely and gentle. Painting some nice lines along the wall. Or if you're in your garden, flicking some leaves around. With a normal breath pattern, if you want to do a breath in, breath out on that movement, you can. But honestly now, let's just keep it nice and fluid from the leg. Engage that center. You can check if your back's working too hard by popping that flat palm into the lower back area so you can feel all the muscles working and switching on, switching off, because we don't really want them to. Hold it there, rest. Should feel a little bit of fatigue in that side pocket, especially from our warm-up as well. But let's take us to level 3 if you're comfortable. Straighten that second leg out. So we're perfectly stacked now. Ideally, hand on hip, but to get a bit of extra balance and stability, you can put your hand in front. So it's a top leg. It's the same movement. Gliding that leg forward and flexing it back. But again, the leg is straight. There's no room for stability there. It's all got to be in your tummy. Now, don't be surprised if your movement is a lot smaller than what it was at level 2. That's normal. You're still just aiming for this beautiful hip work with minimal torso movement. If you feel like you're kind of swinging around, just take it down a level. Just take it down a notch. Either go back to level 2, so bend that bottom knee, or just make the movement a teeny bit smaller. Rest. Okay, fantastic. Just bend those knees up now. Give them a little pat. So that area there that's kind of burny, it's burny because there's a bit of lactic acid in there. Give it a little rub, get rid of it, help it move. And then take your underarm out in front of you. Flatten that head. Again, nice and light. So pillow there if you need one, if you want one. Crocodile arms. We're going to go for a little arm opener. Really simple. We're going to start that float up. And we're going to look at our hand. We're going to keep on looking at our hand as it rolls back behind us, taking the breastbone right up to the ceiling or sky. We're going to gently roll it back then. Everything nice fluid movement. So your hips stay rolled forward, guys. So if you want to, you can push, think about pushing that top hip forward as you roll back. With a breath now, breathing out to open. Breathing into close, because as you breathe out, I want the ribs to tuck. So breathe out, tuck the ribs down. Get those obliques working a little bit. Breathe out, open. Breathe in, close. Really fluid, lovely relaxed neck. You can stay looking ahead if you want to, but you won't get as much of a chest movement. And I really want that chest to be doing a lot of that work. Last one, breathing out. And breathing in. Fantastic. Use your hand to help you. Just push, gently sit yourself up. I'm going to sweep the legs around and burn out our bottom on the other side. Okay, fantastic. So let's go. A lovely arm stretched, bent knees, hand in front. Remember, so side kick level 1. If you can, just glide the knees backwards, but only until you can feel that lower back start to change or the pelvic position start to move. Okay, so top knee floated up to hip height. Roll that top shoulder back and down. Engage the center, and then start the movement. So it's just the hip hinge. Now that stability is going to be much harder on the second side. It's going to be harder because the underside has already worked. We kind of forget that the underside is still working anyway, just because it's not doing anything. So it's going to be a little bit fatigued, so we kind of chop and change which side we start on. We should chop and change which side you start on. Keep the knee bent to 90. No can kickers just yet. We save that for level 2. Let's lengthen through that top hip, engage that center. Again, feel that back passage of the pelvic floor muscles, engaging, drawing them up towards the belly button as well. With a breath if you want to, but really let's just get those glutes working. Last one, pull it back and then straighten that leg out. Pointy toe, hand in front if you want to. Sweep that leg forward, flex the foot and guide the heel back, kind of squeezing those glutes as you go. Pointy toe forward, flex the heel back. Fantastic. Nice, guys. Okay, let's keep on going. I did do a little prune before I did the class today, but I still have got a little branch that wants to get involved here. It's nice to be able to have a branch involved, though, isn't it? Let's be honest. Can't complain. Can't complain. Engage that center. Again, top shoulder relaxed. Make it really fluid. There'll be that Bernie bum. Just try and make it like nice and relaxed, a little fluid movement. Yeah, let's go for one more. Pointy forward. Flexy back and hold, rest. Oh, yes, we're starting to feel it. Okay, hand in front. Straighten out the under leg. Top shoulder back and down. With the chest area, almost want you to feel like you're looking a bit snobby, you know. How would I be if I was a bit posh? Pull those shoulders back and down. Float that top leg again up to hip height. Sweep it forward. Flex it back. Good, guys. Sweep it forward. Flex it back. Again, we're just moving the leg. If the chest is rolling around, the hips are dropping forward and backwards, you're just going too far. If you have got the hand in front of you, be kind to your fingers, please. So you're doing it, imagine you've got a little muffin underneath your fingertips. Yeah, don't squash it. It's too much on those wrists. But also, with the fingertips, don't crush them too crazily into the floor. Very nice, guys. Keep on going. And then gently, gently rest ourselves down. Nice. Let's go for our arm openers. Bending the knees, letting that head rest, looking at that top hand on the thumb, opening it up, closing it down. Nice. Breathing out to open, breathing in to close. Keep on going. Fluid movement, breathing out to open, breathing in to close. Again, guys, I really want to focus on moving your breastbone. So it's not just an arm movement, okay? Don't let that shoulder pop forward. Keep that lovely wide pulled shoulder back and down. Breathing out to open. Breathing in to close. Keep those knees glued to the floor. Last one. Breathing out to open. Breathing in to close. And just rest ourselves there. We're going to use the hands again. Turn you over. Little child pose stretch to rest ourselves back. Okay, now guys, what we're going to be doing now is we're going to go on to our fronts. So anybody who can't lay on their front, I'm going to get you to go back to 4-point kneel. Okay, we're going to go and into a breaststroke prep. I'm going to do a slightly modified version today. So fold your hands underneath your forehead. Lay yourself flat. Again, 4-point kneel if you can't be on your tummy today. I'll give you a demo in a second. We're going to float, pulling those shoulders back and down. Our breastbone and everything up in one go, keeping the hands glued to your head and then gently lower down again. Breathing out, lift the chest, float those elbows, breathing in, lower. Keep on going. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. If you're in 4-point kneel, we're going to be working through that chest again. You're going to drop the chest through the arms and then lift the chest up. Little kind of an upper back cat stretch. So drop the breastbone. You're keeping your elbows straight. Lift the breastbone. So it's not a cat stretch. I want the back of the neck to stay beautifully in line. You're still looking down at the mat. Keep on going. Again, if you are on the floor, squeeze those sit bones. Just lengthen through that tailbone, engaging that center. Take it further. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to straighten the arms. Pull those arms back, squeezing those shoulder blades. Reach back out in front, hands down, rest. Okay, and again, engage the glutes, breathing in, out, in, and rest. Keep on going. So this nice little straighten and lift if you are on your 4-point nil. You're going to do the drops and lifts, but now we're going to do an extra head lift. Lengthen the neck before you drop the chest. Lift the chest. Lift the neck. Lower the neck. Drop the chest. So we're just taking each part of that movement upper back, really where you want to be nice and flexible. We're going to be taking you there. If you are on your front and want to take it a little bit further, leg lift as well. So when you lift, one leg comes up. Straighten the arms. Squeeze through the shoulder blades. Reach forward. Hands under head. Lower the leg. Lower the chest. Other leg lifts. Forward. Back. Straighten. And then down. Okay, let's go. 4 more of whatever level you're doing. If you are on your all fours and you want to make it a little bit harder, you can do your chest drop and chest lift with a little half extension. Keep the toe in contact with the floor, just to keep the stability. But you can go either side. Drop the chest, lift the chest, lift the head, drop the head, and just work through that little range. Everybody do 2 more. Just those 2 more. Fantastic. And sit yourself back into another rest child pose stretch. Just give yourself that time, especially in between those exercises. Just have a rest. Have a little rest at the head roll, side to side if you want to, you know, shoulders back if they want to rest forward. It's your time to do whatever you want to do in your rested position. Okay, so we're going to go to hundreds now. So we're going to go to hundreds. So laying on our back. Again, if you can't lay on your back, you're going to go to a seated position. That can be on a chair or a Swiss ball. We're going to go up through the levels. And again, we're going to just stop at the level that's right for you. Okay, no pressure to keep on going. We're going to go straight into level 2 though. So just go into Pilates rest position, feet hip distance apart. Engage the center, glide the ribs down towards your pubic bone and widen through those collarbones. Just float the hands just off the floor and take one leg up to a single leg tabletop. Fantastic. We're going to start by just pulsing the arms. So from the shoulder, we're going to breathe in through 2 or 3 pulses and then breathe out through 2 or 3 pulses. You can do 4 pulses. You can even do 5 pulses if you want to. But honestly, how big are your lungs? You do the most comfortable one. So breathing in, breathing out. Now really get the breath out through your mouth. Get those abdominals engaged. Switch the legs over. Keep the arms moving. Now, guys, with those arms, don't be aggressive. Imagine your fingertips are like just creating little ripples in a puddle. You don't even want to splash that puddle. You're just creating little ripples. Now, seated, you're going to be doing the same thing, just working through that pulse to begin with, but really working on pelvic floor every time you breathe out. So I think just a little bit more seated posture for you today. Okay, if you're going to go to level 3, keep those arms moving, deepen the abdominal connection, take the second leg up, bring those feet together, knees together, and just keep on going. Simple, just keep on going. Hundreds, level 3. Breathing in, breathing out. It's got to be one where you do a breath. If you're seated on your Swiss ball or your chair and want to take it a bit further, you can just do your pulses with a little leg float. Again, just trying to destabilize through your pelvis, making all those muscles around your tummy work a little bit harder, even if they don't feel like they're working harder. If you don't fall off your ball, you're doing a nice job. With the arms, with the breath, just think pelvic floor, belly button drawn in every time I breathe out. Make sure those arms don't become too aggressive. Keep on going. Come on. Alrighty. And then if you're laying on your back, rest and hug your knees into your chest. If you're seated, just slouch yourself forward for a second. Okay, so we're going to go up into level 4, hundreds level 4, only if you want to. Now, preferably you can do the ab prep with no support in your neck. So I'll demonstrate, but I'll give you a tweak if the neck's not feeling comfortable. Double leg tabletop when you're ready. Feet and knees are still together. Chin comes into the chest. Then we float the arms, shoulders, chest towards the knees. So we hold that nice strong position. Pulse from there. Still breathing in and breathing out through 2 or 3 pulses. If you need that stability on the neck, just take one hand behind the head. Just give that little bit extra support. But I really want the tummy to be working really hard here. Do 2 or 3 breaths per movement and then switch those arms over. Okay, fantastic. If you are seated and want to take it that little bit further again, when you're in your leg lift as you're doing your pulses, you might want to slide the leg away a little bit for 2 pulses and then slide it in before you switch over. Breathing out, breathing in. And again, it can be tiny movements. Again, it's all about destabilizing you. Whether you're laying on your back or seated, it's all about destabilizing you and working into endurance. So, last but not least, come on guys, let's try level 5. Everyone in? Let's go. Straighten the legs in the air. Yeah, let's keep going. So we're going to do 6 breaths. In and out. If you're seated, just work on those straight leg movements. 3 more breaths in and out. Pull the shoulders back and down. Draw the belly button in. Engage that center. And when you've finished, rest yourself down. Yeah, well deserved. Nice work, guys. Okay, legs down, hands on hips, elbow into the floor, looking up, tuck those shoulders back. Feet hip distance apart. Hip twist level 1. If you cannot lay on your back, stand up, and I'll show you how to do this one in a second. So just let one knee gently glide out to the side. Stop when either that static knee moves, so look at it, or your hips start to twist. So use your hands to figure that out. And then you gently bring it back in again. All the way back to hip distance apart. Breathing out and breathing in. Keep on going. So this is our hip twist level 1. So I'm standing, I'm going to cut my head off, but you only want to see my legs anyway. So what we're doing is we're going to go onto our hips, little toes, little heel raise on one side. Let the knee roll out. Let the knee roll in. Foot down. Heel raise. Knee turn. Knee back. Heel down. And you're going to keep on going without swinging around in that hip area. If hip twist level 1 is easy peasy. And remember, you can always put the soft Pilates ball under your bottom if you want to as well. Let's go into a single leg tabletop. Same movement. You can let the knee and foot roll out to the side without moving the other knee or pelvis, and then gently bring it back. Switch the legs over. Breathing out. As soon as that bum starts to turn, you know you've gone too far. Breathe in, down. Switching over sides, hip twist level 3. Now you really, especially on the alternating sides, what's happening at your torso? So think about your rib area. As you do that roll out to the side, you know, does anything in your torso move? We don't want it to move. We're looking for that beautiful connection, rib to pubic bone, getting those abs working. So when you do anything at the leg, nothing moves. But specifically hip twist level 3 is quite hard. Lots of weight on your leg to keep on going. If you're standing and want to take that a little bit further, we can just take the foot completely away from the floor. Turn the knee out, turn the knee in. Now you can take the leg all the way up if you want to. Just depends on how much your balance is feeling today. And again, just switching over sides. So you can go knee height,
halfway, just a tiny lift. But can we do it without turning around? It's so good for your hip stability, okay? Which is all over the place. Alrighty, if you want to, level 4. We're going to keep going. I know, it's a little bit of endurance. Get that second leg up in the air. Last thing here. Breathe out. Let the knee roll out. Same as before, breathe in. We go side to side. Fantastic. You've got no stability in the legs now. Your torso has got to work super hard. You are absolutely not allowed to roll around. Test it. How can you test it? Take your hands off the floor. Especially if hip twist level 4. If you think, I'm easy at this, you take your hand off and you fall over, you know you're not working that torso properly. Okay, fantastic. Keep on going. Again, if you're standing, want to take it a tiny bit further, you can do the turn, a little stretch before you come back in. Again, it's all about making sure this hip area isn't moving. You know, we're not putting too much pressure through the opposite knee by making those glutes and torso work really hard. Okay. Last one, guys. Whatever level you're doing, just make sure you're finishing on the side that you didn't start on, and then rest. Knee hug into the chest if you're seated, and if you're standing, please come back to the floor. Once you've done a little knee hug in and you're happy, let momentum help you come to a seated position. Okay, fantastic. We're going to start off with our legs outstretched. Now, if the legs being outstretched means you can't really sit yourself up very well, like your hamstrings are really tight, you can just bend your knees a little bit, because initially I want you to have this beautiful straight back. Okay, so if your hamstrings are too long, sorry, are too short, it will kind of pull you here. So have a little play. Make sure the back is feeling nice and comfortable. All right, so we're going to start with a bow and arrow. Hands out in front of you, shoulders pulled back and down. We're going to turn into that bow, really pull back and turn that chest, but keep the legs still, because again, they're going to want to kind of come as well. Don't let that hip move. Bring it forward. Okay, so test the hip. Have a look at it this time. Look down. When you turn, does that leg slide? Breathe out to turn. Look at your toes. Do your legs look the same length? Hopefully, yes. Breathe out to turn. Breathe in to come back. Keep on going. Breathe out to turn. Breathe in to come back. Okay, keep on going. It's too much with the legs outstretched. You can go cross-legged. You can go to a chair. Doesn't matter, okay? Initially, we're really just working on this lovely thoracic to upper spine mobility. Now rest. Okay, so we're going to try to put a little bit of a roll back in with this as well now. Okay, if you've got any lumps and bumps and babies, please don't do this next level, okay? The aim, guys, is as you pull that bow back, we're going to curve the spine as well. Just going to go halfway, nothing too dramatic. Still trying to keep those hips staying level before you roll forward and then lift into that straight position right at the top. So breathe out, curve back. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, curve back. Breathe in, come up. If you can't do the roll back, but you still want to make it a little bit harder, just get one leg, a little float. Turn and come back. And that again is if you're seated on a chair, on a Swiss ball, just that little lift. Again, just it's all about destabilizing you, making you work hard. Keep on going, guys. Breathing out to turn, breathing in to come back. Breathing out to turn, breathing in to come back. Okay, next one. Pull back, look behind you, open the hand back to the shoulder, then curve forward, straight up at the last minute. Curve back, hold that torso, open the hands, back, curve, straighten at the last minute. Breathing out slowly and long, breathing in slow and long. Again, if you're seated, you can't do the roll back, you can still do that lovely extra stretch.
Gets the bicep a little bit stretched, hand back and in. Good. So like a bow and arrow level 2. Pull back, turn, in and back. With or without that gorgeous roll up. Lots and lots and lots of abdominal endurance there. Breathing up. Breathing in to come up. So trying to make that breath out last a little bit longer than we normally would. When you finish that one that you on the side that you didn't start on, just rest. Just rest. Yeah, flop down, lay down. Don't die on me. Okay. Bring one leg in, turn it out. Get nice and tall. If you want to, you can put like a ball or a cushion under that knee if the hips are playing up a little bit. Quick hamstring stretch, because we have worked quite a lot in holding on with those today. Lift the chest and then just bring that breastbone directly forward. Don't worry about kind of curling yourself and going low. It's the forward movement that's going to be the better hamstring stretch. Now, if there's lots of bump in the way, you can just take the leg out slightly wider and move towards it in that way. That's, it's not a problem. So just bending forward, reaching the breastbone horizontally. And when you found that really good stretch up the back of your thigh, just hold. Couple of breaths. Everything's relaxed except for you pulling yourself forward, your back of your hamstrings, really feeling that lovely stretch. Nothing down the toes, nothing tingly going on. And then gently ease up. Yeah, nice. Okay, fantastic. Straighten the leg. Bend the other one. Let it rest. Prop it with a ball if you need to. That's fine. Pointy toe. Stretch forward, not down. Again, you can hold onto the knee. You can hold onto the shin, ankle, calf. If you want to hold onto the foot, that's fine. But don't flex the ankle. It might feel like it's a really good extra stretch, but actually you can be irritating the nerve. And obviously, we do not want to be irritating your nerve. So into that stretch. Find that really, really, really good stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then gently come back up. Okay. Pull those shoulders back and down. Very nice. Okay. Roll yourself over, 4-point kneel, just to get ourselves into a good stretch position. Tuck your toes under. Little stretch of those toes, hands back in front. And then just, I've cut my head off. That's all right. 4-point, little proposal pose, pelvic tilt. Tuck your pelvis under. Reach ourselves forward. Nice, fantastic. Just get that stretch right up in that hip flexor. If you can get a little bit more, you can take the hand up and over. It should just bring a little bit more stretch in that upper part of your hip. Again, breathing in, breathing out. And then gently lower it down. Hands down, switch those legs over. Get rid of my head again. Hands on hips. Hands on hips just to kind of help support, what am I doing? I'm doing that backwards tilt. Little press forward with the pubic bone. Squeeze that glute of the knee that's down. Hand up, just of the leg that's behind you, and just reach across. Again, just if it increases the stretch. If it doesn't give you any more, don't worry about it, don't bother. Hands down. Tuck both toes under. And then just sit back. Now we're going to roll ourselves. Nice little curved ball. Chin to the chest. Glide the hands back. Now lift the bottom. Again, take a nice breath in. Breathing out to lift. Curling through one vertebra at a time. Pull those shoulders back and down. And let's get back into the middle of our mats, ready for our cool down. Okay, let's go to hip distance apart feet again. Very nice. Okay, couple of shoulder rolls just to begin with, just to kind of allow our brains to engage back. Fantastic. Okay, good. All right, we need a little foot series. So we're going to challenge up. Now our legs are super tired. We're going to challenge our balance. Yes, of course, it makes sense to do this way around, doesn't it? Sink into a nice easy knee bend. Lovely. We're going to float both those heels up. Fantastic. We're going to straighten up through. Whoop. She says, those heels lift and then lower ourselves down. Let's go again. Sinking down, lifting the heels, straightening up, gently rest down. One more of those. Sinking down, lift the heels. So kind of hold each position
Just make sure you're really in control of that movement. Down, and now let's reverse it. Heels come up first. Now we're going to soften the knees. Keep the knees in line, heels touch the floor. Squeeze the glutes to stand up. Heel raise. Keep the heels lifted as you bend the knees. Shoulders relaxed, head relaxed, heels to the floor. Squeeze the glutes to stand up. One more. Lift. Knees. Heels down. Squeeze the glutes. Fantastic. Okay, little stretch. Again, a little open book stretch. Take the hands up in front of you, little 90-degree elbow bend, and open them wide. Breathing out. Good. Breathing in to come back. Breathing out to open. Breathing in to close. Now hold it there. If you want to, again, challenging the balance, you can just go weights across onto one side, tap the toe in front, or float it up to a single leg tabletop, and then breathe out to open. Breathe in to close. 3 more. Breathing out and breathing in. Just a lovely stretch of the shoulder. The neck will also get a little release, stretch and release on this one too. But we're trying to just challenge that balance of that one leg. Bring the hands back to that start position. Gently lower the foot. Find that nice balance point. Lift just the toe or the whole leg for 4 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Beautiful, guys. Breathing in. 2. 1. And rest both of those arms down. Fantastic. Just take one hand over the head. Just gently push backwards. Just opening up for that tricep. You've just done quite a lot of work at the beginning on that 4-point kneel there. Relax the legs. Relax the tummy. Switch the arms over. Little tricep stretch again. Gonna get the lat stretch next with our little mermaid standing. Rest the arms back down. Feet back hip distance apart. Soften both knees. Good. Side bend. Stroke up and reach up. Looking up if you feel comfortable to do so. Breathe in. Reach your hand right up. Feel that stretch through the side. You're reaching up, not across. Squeeze the bum to stand up. Relax those shoulders back and down, both of them. Soften through the knees. Side bend. Lift. Okay, you can stay there for as long as you want, as long as comfortable with the breath in, preferably, on every time you want to get a bit more. Squeeze the glutes, stand up. Little extra angle on the next one. Reach up, look up. Don't move the hips. Turn the breastbone to the ceiling or the sky and take the hand just behind you, not too far. And then back to the start position and stand up. Gorgeous. Last one, soften the knee. Stretch across, breathe in. Open the chest. Close the chest. Stand up. Nice work. Okay. Roll the shoulders back and down. Float the hands up. Corkscrew. Nearly done. Hands behind the head. Breathe in. Shrug the shoulders. Breathe out. Release the shoulders. Breathe in. Reach the arms up. Circle down on the next breath out. Back in a bush. Okay. Breathing out. Lift. Breathing in, lower the hands. Breathing in to shrug. Breathe out to relax the shoulders. Breathe in, reach the hands up. Breathe out, circle, 2 roll downs all the way to the floor, guys. Whatever breath pattern you want, hold the stretch for a split second before you restack. 1 vertebrae at a time, shoulders, then head. Last one, all the way down. Roll, roll, roll. Breathing in. If you want to do that breath, breathing out to roll up, just make it nice and natural. Bring your hands back on your hips. Okay, look at your feet. Let's just check that the inner borders are still running perfectly parallel with one another and float those inner arches up. Tense those thigh muscles, those quadriceps, and then release them. Let the knees really just soften. Little tip forward and a little tip backwards with that pelvis. Just find that halfway point. Engage the center, squeeze the glutes, and lift that pelvic floor. Pull the shoulders up to your ears, and then just really slowly pull them back, and then glide the shoulder blades down the spine, creating the longest neck you can. Give yourself a little quarter chin, lengthening through the back of the neck. Slow breath in, engaging that center a little bit more. Gentle breath out, putting that pelvic floor up a little bit more. And done. Fantastic, guys. Well done. Little claps where you are. Fantastic. Thank you so much.